Welcome to another tutorial on Matlab. In this tutorial series, we are looking into the concept related to the basic scripting and how scripting works in Matlab. In this video, we will be having a look into the nested function. So let's understand what is the concept behind a nested function. So we will be covering mostly these four topics in this particular four videos which are coming next. So first we will be covering the nested function, and then we will be covering function based on different input arguments, and function based on different output arguments. And we will also understand what is a function pointer, and through the function pointer how we can leverage the flexibility and usability of functions. So these are the things that are coming in the future videos as well. So in this video, we will be having a look into what is basically a nested function. So nested function. Suppose I have a function which performs some task. So in this case, suppose this is the function. If you see, so this function receives some input. So basically, suppose I have some two inputs. So input 1 and input 2. So this is the second input, this is the first input, and based on these input, the function does some calculation and returns an output. And this output, maybe one output it gives as the output, and maybe this could be a function which could be doing some operation. So I'm writing it as fx. And now suppose within this function I want to call another function. So basically what is happening here, if I call this function, then within this function there will be one more function that you will be calling. So maybe this will be f1 of x, and based on this the function can also call maybe one more function which could be f2 of x. Okay, so these are the functions which receive some input and also give some output. So maybe in this case you can consider one input and one output. So this will be output and this will be the input. This will be the input and this will be the output. Okay, based on this, maybe what will happen if we consider any flow. So first both the inputs, so you give the input 1, then you give the input 2, then the function is being called, and inside this function is calling maybe the first function, which is this one. So this will be called, and with some input, which input is coming from the function itself. So this function will give that input, and it will get some output, and based on this output the function perform something additionally, and post to that maybe another function is being called, and which could be this function. So this is the function that is called inside that function, and that also receives some input, and this input is also coming from this function. And once this computation is done, there will be an output that you will be getting, which is this one. And overall, if you consider, then you are getting a output from the second function, which is this one, as the output of the main function, which is this one. So overall what is happening, you are calling the function fx, but it is calling in between two functions, and that is how it is performing like complex calculations, and based on that it is giving an output which is mostly relevant to the user, which he wants to get as a output. So this we will implement inside Matlab, and we'll see like how this implementation looks like in the Matlab environment through the functions. So if you see the function, so here we have considered a nested function which can perform multiple operations. So if you see here, then we will have the function name as nested function, and it receives two inputs. The first input is uh, the size of the matrix. So basically what it is doing, it is generating a random matrix of size n comma n, which is basically given from the user side. So basically what you are doing, you are creating the random integers from 0 to 100 with the size of this. So whatever the input that you are giving, like if you give 2, then this will be a 2 cross 2 matrix. If you are giving 3, then you will be getting a 3 cross 3 matrix over here, and this is the matrix that you have. Now if I am giving 1 as my input for the x, okay, so with that, like what the function will do, it will call the function 1. Okay, so here basically as a n, I'm giving the size of the matrix, and then I'm choosing multiple operations. So what are the possible operations that I can perform with the same function? So this is also called function bundling. So within one function you are encapsulating like multiple function, and if I'm giving 1, then you will be performing function 1 operation, which is basically returns the matrix itself. Okay, it will not do any computation. And then you will have, if x is equal to 2, then you will perform this function 2 operation. Okay, and when x is equal to 3, then you need to perform function 3 operation. So this main function, this nested function, it is calling multiple functions based on the inputs that you provide, and based on that it is calling function 1 or function 2 or function 3 based on the choice that you given. And coming to the function 1, function 2 and function 3 definition, so it is present here. So this is how you can define the functions. So function 1 definition is here, and it is returning the same matrix. Okay, it is receiving the value in the form of m. So here we are passing mat, but it is storing in m the same value, and then it is returning z, which is the same value as m. So basically identical matrix it is returning. And then this is the definition for the function 2, and with this, like, you will be having function 2 as the function name, and you will have m as the input argument. And over here um, you will be getting the maximum of the function values, like maximum of the variable values. So basically what it is doing, it is calculating row wise and column wise, which is the maximum one. So it will do both the operations. So that's why we included two max. So one max is here and one max is here. So basically what it will do, it will find the maximum in the matrix in the column wise, and then again based on those column maximum, it will find it in the row wise. And this is the definition for function 2. And if you come for definition for the function 3, then this is the function name and same input and output argument, but here it is determining the determinant of the matrix, and the determinant will be sent out. So these are multiple choices which you can give, and based on the same matrix you can do multiple operations. So if you see here, now we will start debugging on the same function and see like how the function call is happening, and based on that how the flow is going from top to bottom in the function. So first what I can do, I will just copy this, and then I will paste it here. And here I can give, maybe I want to create a 3 cross 3 matrix, so I can 3 as the input, and then my choice is maybe choice 3. So I want to do determination or determinant finding of the matrix. So if I press enter now, then my control came here, and now whatever the inputs that I have given, those two inputs are available, which are 3 and 3. N is the size of the matrix, square matrix, and x is the choice that I given. Now if I step, then it creates this matrix, and you can see the size of the matrix is 3 cross 3, and it has the element that is getting randomly generated. And then as I have chosen the choice number 3, then it should check for that. So first it is checking here whether x equal to 1 or not. So it is false, so it jumped out. And then x is equal to 2 or not. Basically x is 3, so that's why it is not getting true value, so it will jump again. And now it will check whether x is equal to 3 or not, then it will enter in. So now the line number 12 is the outcome. Now what will happen, it will go to the function and calculate and give the output over here. So let's put a debugger on function 3. So I put a debugger on there, and now if I step, then you can see this function control is going here, and now we have a different function, and we only passing the matrix M, right? So other variables disappear because this is in the function 3 workspace. Okay, so this is how you can distinguish between the workspace. And if you see over here, it is not yet computed for the Z. Okay, so if I step, then Z will be computed. So this is the determinant of the matrix, and this will be returned as a value of Y. So if I step now, the function will exit and it will go to the previous function, and at that moment whatever the variables that you had in the previous time, so those will be reappearing one more time. So if I step, again step, I'm exiting, and now you can see it is here, and now if I step, then Y will be assigned. So this is the same value that we got from the function calculation, which was Z. Now this will exit and this will end the function and jump out. So this is how the execution happens. So whenever you call the function, okay, so it will do the necessary calculation, and whenever you are calling this function, so at that moment the control will jump to that particular function. So in this case we jumped into the function 3, and we seen also the control went for function 3, and then we did calculation, and then whatever the calculation that is done in the value for Z, that is being returned into the value of Y. And over here we did calculate something, and that is the determinant of the matrix. Now suppose I didn't give the right option, so what will happen for that? So let's have the previous command as it is. Now I want to give option as 5, so 5 I do not have, so I will just press enter. Now my control came to line 4. Now step, okay, I check here. I think this will be false because this is having the value of 5, and now all the statements that you are having over here will be false, and it will jump into the else statement. And in else statement we have something called message box. So this will be helpful when you are trying to put a message to the user that something you want to communicate. So here what we did is it is written that please enter a valid choice, because the choice is not valid. Okay, so if I step here, then you will get a message box, and this is how the message box looks like. So please enter a valid choice, which is written over here, right? And then we will exit the program. Okay, as usual. Yeah, so whenever you are calling any function, because it is written inside if conditions, so if the if is not satisfied, then the function will not be called. So in this case that's why you didn't get any function call or any calculation. But if it satisfies the conditions over here, the function call will happen and the control will go there. And that is how you can perform like embed multiple functions within a function based on the way you want. So that is possible. So main thing over here is to consider is you need to define the functions like we did here over here. So function 1, function 2, and function 3. So like this you can define it, then you can call it anywhere you want, because MATLAB scans the entire file and check whether the definition for the function is available or not, and based on that it will do the operation. So control will jump whenever it is defined and the operation is being performed. So this is the detail of the nested functions, and that is how you can implement any nested function. So basically when it is being done, when your calculations involve multiple sub calculations, in that case you can use nested functions, and you can enlarge the scale of computation through this. So basically by using a function, what basically happens is you can reduce the memory, because whenever any function computes, right, then it will be staying within that same memory space. Once the computation is done, the deletion will happen for all these things, variables which are basically get created inside the functions, and you will only get the output variable as the outcome of the function. So that helps in saving the memory. But yeah, based on the use case you can implement it. So this is how you can implement it. And coming to the other videos in this channel, you can see related to the state flow, we have a list of videos which you can refer if you want to brush up your knowledge on state flow. We also have Simlink related playlist. Along with that, this is the Matlab related playlist which you can have. And along with that, we also have introduced a vehicle a related playlist, which is basically introducing about the different electrical concepts that are there, or circuits that are there present inside electric vehicles. So that series is also ongoing, that is getting the videos. In case you want to check those concepts, then you can have a look into the same. And yeah, in case you are liking the channel, please consider subscribing. In case you have any comment or query, please let us know in the comment section. We will be more than happy to clarify your doubts. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.